Okay, good evening everybody. This is the SLR League Season 7, well the A1 SLR League Season 7. We're at round 13 here at Spa-Francorchamps. And guys, unfortunately I do not have my co-commentator Mr. NSX Bere with me tonight. Unfortunately, tonight we are doing this one alone and it's gonna be a wet one, a very wet one. Guys, while qualifying is getting started, I'm quickly going to share the stream on my social medias because we want as much viewers as humanly possible. So while everybody's going down track, first of all, let's get all the telemetry and all that brilliant stuff up on track so you guys can at least see what's going on. Who is going out on track? We've got a Renault. Let's quickly see here. Take that away. Who is the first one out on track? It is a Williams. It is Zyro. So let's actually go a little bit on board with Zyro to see how slippery the conditions are. And while you guys do that, I'm still going to be commentating. Don't you worry. I will not let you down. But I'm actually just quickly going to share this, like I said, on my social medias because that is the best way to go at this stage. And I'm on the wrong YouTube account. Way. Okay. I actually need to subscribe with my other account to the SLR channel as well. So, yes, we are live. Okay, first of all, the comments are going to be on, so I can actually see what you beautiful people tell me in the comments. And second of all, let's start sharing this beautiful thing. Guys, according to the members so far over on Twitter, we're gonna have a wet qualifying, and also the race is gonna end wet. So even though my co-commentator Mr. NSX Bere is not here, our little rain curse is still going strong. As we're actually going on board here with Zyro for his lap. Guys, I'm going to keep it on board here so we can see how the very first lap here around a very wet Spa-Francorchamps looks. I'm not going to be commentating on the lap though. So let's quickly, first things first, let's go to Twitter. So just a quick one. We're live. Ooh, that's very bad spelling from my side. We're live. Come join. Oh, Zyro loses it going up through Eau Rouge. So now we're heading to the second Williams of Dark Warrior, as it's a very massive amount of understeer heading through the first corner. Behind him it is actually, I think it's Craigleton. Yes, it is Craigleton. So let's go back to normal replay camera. So let's go back to Dark Warrior. He gets through there in one piece. Well, Zyro also got through there in one piece. Oh, but he had a little bit of a tank slapper going through there, if you know what I mean, mate. In any case, come join us. Let's go to I'm gonna go to Dark Warrior. Come join us, you beautiful people. There we go. Are we tagging somebody tonight? Let's tag a very big group of mine, Lunar Gaming. And let's tag Ethanos. Okay, there we go. So the tweet's been sent, guys. Now the next thing is, let's actually copy the link, like the stream. As actually, Dark Warrior, we've got two crashes. Catfish Hunter is out. He went off through Eau Rouge. And also Umuteli. Where has Umuteli gone off, or has he just lagged out of the session? Guys, sorry. We have to get as much viewers here as possible. I could see on the minimap that Catfish Hunter lost it through Eau Rouge. So that's actually very sad for Catfish Hunter. That means he's starting from the back of the grid along with Umuteli, as Dark Warrior is actually having a very solid lap here. He goes purple middle sector, but I think it's only because he is actually the first car who's going to set a very good lap time. Yellow flag sector 3, it's for one of the McLarens. Is it Craigleton? No, it's not. It's the Suez though. It's Ferret de Souza. So let's quickly see. Yeah, he went off. So that's a little bit of a big moment there. Let's go back to Dark Warrior. That's very, very wide, heading into the bus stop chicane. As here goes Dark Warrior. He comes across the line. It's a 2 minute 2.0. Right behind him it is it is actually Jojo. He goes 157. Jeez Louise. 157.9. And behind him we've got Racing Point. Is probably Slash. Yes, that is Mr. Slash himself. Mr. Slash. He goes P2 with a 159.4. Then we've got an Alfa Romeo. I think that might be Gamer Mark. Yes, it is Gamer Mark himself. The very very good, man. We've got a yellow flag up through our Rouge gate. It's one of the Williams cars. We just quickly see Gabriel Mark going over the line. There's a lot of crashing going on, guys. Keep your cars on track, for Pete's sake. For Pete's sake. I think it was Dark Warrior. I just skipped a little bit through there. Guys, let's go on board with one of the men who I very, very highly support. I'm gonna try not to be biased this video, because as I was accused last week by my co-commentator, I am a little bit biased towards Mr. Yagi-san, sir. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I like a villain as well. So we've had a Williams go through the chicane there, the second sector. But guys, let me just quickly finish up the social media stuff before I completely forget about that in general. So we're gonna go with Instagram. No, actually not. Instagram's just gonna take too much time. Let's go. We go Facebook. Actually, Cavilion goes into the pit lane. Okie doke, so Cavilion is into the pit lane. Let's go back to broadcast cam and do. Ooh, that's a wingless Williams. No Red Bull, no wings, buddy. No Red Bull, no wings. As we've got a horse. Is it? No, it's not. It has to be Jojo then. So we're going back to the pole, man. Is Jojo going to go faster? It doesn't seem like it, guys. We'll quickly keep an eye here on Jojo to see if he goes faster. But he might just be on his way into the pit lane, in my opinion. There is a dry line starting to form on the track. Okay, he's actually starting a new flying lap, guys. So this lap will not count. Let's actually go on board with Jojo. That's going to be a good thing for you guys to watch while I quickly keep putting this stuff online. So yeah. We're live. Come watch the best league. Oh, that's terrible spelling. League you ever see. Hashtag be there. Okay, and paste the link, and then we share that now. There we go. Okay, final one, guys. Let's go on to what's up. So actually Jojo the Ghost Purple first sector, so I'm doing a little bit of a double watch there. We're live. Best league. Ooh, spelling turbo. Best league you ever see. Boom, pasted, and we are up and running, guys. Now you guys have got my full attention, so that's beautiful. Okay, now let's get the comments on so I can actually see what you beautiful people are saying. It's Mr. Fat. He says good luck, guys. I think that is a very good thing to say, as we've got a new P2 man, Jens, in the Racing Point with a 1:59.9. He's actually very close to Jojo, but I'm gonna go back to Jojo, guys. Oh, Jojo has invalidated his lap. That's very sad, very sad. Is anybody else at the end of the track? We've got a Toro Rosso, which is not yet an AlphaTauri, so thank goodness for that. And going through, that's a Red Bull. Where's the second AlphaTauri? AlphaTauri, listen to me. Look what you guys are doing to me. The second Toro Rosso. Wait a minute. Oh, they're already together. The VTEC. Okay, there we go. It was actually VTEC starting a lap. I just had a little bit of a moment there. And is it Mr. Yagi-san, sir, starting a lap now? Yes, it is. Now let's go back to the replay cameras, the broadcasting cameras. Ooh, that's a little bit sideways for Yagi-san through a Rouge. Boy, oh boy. Luckily, he kept it out of the wall. So that's good. Watch out for the Williams. And there goes the Williams. Okay, so now Mr. Yagi-san can actually go back to what he was doing. He will have to go for another lap. But that is not the worst thing in the world. As we are now on to Mr. Dark Warrior. Guys, the times are really varying a lot at this stage. Some guys are still getting used to the grip around the track. So there's still a lot that can happen in this whole session. I've just got the most wonderful day in the world. He just brought me a nice cup of joe. At the moment here in South Africa, where I am commentating from, it is stupidly cold. So a nice cup of joe is just gonna hit the spot right there. So instead of water tonight, we got a cup of coffee. It's gonna be beautiful. As the second Mercedes of Mr. Connor is actually starting a lap. I quickly want to see. There's the Williams of Zyro. Is he finishing a lap now? I think he might be. Let's quickly see. Is Zyro finishing a lap? Yes, he is, and he goes P9 with a 2 minute 0.107. Not a bad lap there at all from Mr. Zyro. Guys, anything from the 2-minute dead mark till under 2 minutes is really fast around Spa in the wet weather. As we go on board here quickly with Mr. Craigleton, as he is heading, oh, there's actually an Alfa Romeo going across the line. Is a Daft or gave a mark. I don't know which one it was because none of them said a better time. So, oh, this is actually Craigleton has got some front wing damage. So let's go back to the Toro Rosso of VTEC. Mr. VTEC. The VTEC kicks in. Come on, make that Honda motor work. It's actually funny. It drives a car with a Honda motor and his name's VTEC. Coincidence. As VTEC comes across the line, he stays P10. We've got a Williams now. I think, no, it's not Zyro. It is Mr. Dark Warrior. Where is Dark Warrior? I'm actually not sure where Dark... Oh, he's missed P12. Guys, I need to start paying more attention. Then we've got a Mercedes of Mr. Yagi-san, sir. And he is going to come across the line, is he? He's not on a faster lap, not at all. So, there we go. He is basically starting a new lap. Guys, if we've got just over 6.5 minutes left in qualifying to go, there's still a lot that can happen. These guys seem to be staying out on the wets. Look, the heavy wet rain conditions is keeping the track fairly wet, and there's not really a sufficient dry line just yet. So I think these guys are going to stay out on the wets, as Yagi-san has a very smooth run going up through Eau Rouge. Let's actually stay with him for this lap, guys. I am a big fan of Mr. Yagi-san, sir. I know that's not his real name, guys, but that first name, that Yagi-san, it looks like a Chinese monk name. So if those of you guys that don't know, I practice kung fu as a hobby, so I'm all into the whole monks and all that types of jazz. Not that it's got anything to do with Formula 1, but not the point. So that Yagi-san, it looks like a very, very deep and sufficient monk's name. So I just like it. It's freaking cool. The coolest online name I've ever seen. It's not rude or anything like that. It's just a freaking cool name. So we've quickly got a Ferrari. I think it's Mugen. Oh no, he's coming into the pit lane. We've got an Alpha. Game of Mark. No, it is actually Daft. Daft DK. I'm just going to call him Daft. Daft or Daft. Oh. Hey, let's call him DK, like Dakotas. Dude, you're DK for the night. You're the DK of Formula 1. Yeah. As actually, this is Slash. He's on an outlap. He's coming into the pit lane. We've got oh, that's a spin from the Toro Rosso of VTEC, and he has broken his front wing. Who is blasting past it? That is Mr. Yagi-san himself. Oh no, that's not Mr. Yagi-san. Who was that? Oh, that's the Williams of Dark Warrior. He is going to come through the final corner. He is done with the bus stop chicane. Gets the power down nice and easy. And he's going to come across the line to do a 2-minute 0.7. A little faster, but he can still go faster. And let's go now to Mr. Yagi-san as he is rounding the final corner. Oh, a little bit of a tank slipper coming out of the final corner. But he crosses the line and he goes still P50. Oh, no, P8. P8 with a 159.2, a very solid lap time there from Mr. Yagi-san, sir. And anybody else? We've got a Red Bull. Is it Mr. Owen White or is it Cavillion? No, it is Cavillion. Going into the bus stop chicane. Going through the bus stop chicane. Will Cavillion better his lap time as he is going to come across the line? He will not better his lap time because we're already into the 2-minute mark. He starts a new lap. Then we've got, it's a Renault that went into the pit lane. We've got a McLaren coming towards the end of the track. Now heading into the bus stop, it is Mr. Craigleton himself in that beautiful papaya orange and blue McLaren, as he's only going to start a lap now. So now the second Merc of Mr. Connor, he is actually busy with the lap, so let's watch the end of his lap. Guys, it's really wet out on track, so yeah, the intermediates are out for it. And for those of you guys that have just joined the stream, I'm just saying, the race, according to the drivers and the weather forecast, is going to be a wet ending to the Grand Prix. So we might have a very interesting end to this Belgium Grand Prix. As Connor comes across the line, he is at this stage still the slow to the 2-minute 7.9, but he is definitely going to go faster than that. As now we've got I nearly said the Racing Point, the horse of Jojo, and he comes across the line to, was that a better this time or not? I don't think so. 157.9. The closest to Jojo at this stage is Jens, who is coming to the end, but he's on an outlap. And where is Slash? There's Slash. He's coming into the pit lane. So Slash will have just enough time to come out for one more lap. Let's quickly go to his teammate, Mr. Jens. Here is Jens, a very tight line through the final corner to get the car straightened up. So let's see what Jens can do heading on to his lap. He is battling for first place, and he is already on the front row. So Not a bad qualifying there from Jens. Let's quickly go to the Pavilion as he's coming to the end of his lap. Guys, there's a lot of cars starting their final lap now. But everybody is out on probably their second fresh set of wet tires. So as PNP Slash just quickly says there, oh my gosh, in the PlayStation comments, so those of you guys that don't know that couldn't see that, it's really hard conditions out on track, guys, so I really feel for these guys. As here comes Pavilion as he's going to come across the line, and he does a 1 minute 58.8, which pushes him above his teammate Owen Wyatt, but it's still not near Jens and Jojo. So Pavilion has still got a little bit of work to do. The Ferrari of, I think, Mugen. Ooh, his teammate Umuteli is out, so that is Mugen. Then we've got a Toro Rosso of, no, it's not VTEC, so it will be Mr. Jacob himself. He is starting his final lap. Then we've got Mr. Ferret de Souza. I'm thinking, no, it's actually Craigleton. He comes across the line. He goes 14th to 2 minute dead, 0.4. Then another car that came across the line was an Alfa Romeo. It's probably, yes, no, it's actually Mr. DK. There's a lot of guys now coming out to go set their final lap, guys, but I think they're a little bit too late. I don't think they're going to have enough time to get around in time. So guys, now we're jumping to the end of this whole little train as Jojo sets a new fastest lap of a 1 minute 57.1. That is blisteringly quick in the wet weather. So hashtag GG's Jojo. Let's see if anybody can touch Jojo, guys. As actually Owen Wyatt, is he on an out lap? Yes, he's going to start his final lap of the race. Oh, of the race. Beautiful, beautiful Turbo, beautiful. Of qualifying. And let's see what he actually goes for. So yes, that is. Oh, let's go. Pavilion has retired from the session, so Pavilion is done for the day. Now let's head to, is it Jens? Yes, it is Jens. He's going to come across the line to go, actually he's going to start another lap. Then we've got a Williams who's gone into the, no, it's not going into the pit lane. Oh, Yagi-san is off the track there. Mr. Zyro, he has come across the line and he's faster. Yeah, no, he's not. That was an invalidated laps, guys. So then we've got the second horse of Simba. Dude, you're not Simba. You're Simba from the Lion King. Simba. Look at the stars. The great kings of the past. Look down on us. Sorry, I just had to. In any case, guys, back to the racing. Mugen is coming around the final corner to come across the line. And does he better his time? Yes, he does. He goes P9 with a 1:59.8. We've got the McLaren of of Ferret de Souza. He stays P16. Now there's a Toro Rosso of VTEC. No, it's probably Jacob, who goes P3 with a blisteringly quick lap time. Then there's a McLaren. That is now Craigleton, who goes P11 with a 1:59.889. Then we've got a Racing Point. I think it will be Slash. Yes, it is Slash, but he has invalidated his lap. There's a Williams right behind him, but I don't see anything changing in the performance chart. Let's see if Jojo can set another quicker lap time. He's on the verge of going quicker, but he stays P1, but not with a better in his time. We've got another Toro Rosso of, no, not Jacob, or VTEC, who goes P12, 1:59.9. And then we've got two Red Bulls. Here comes Owen Wyatt, guys. He is trying to go as quick as possible, but guys, I think Owen is done because he's really down on his time. Yep, he's done, as he goes massively wide there. Now we go onto the POV, not of Slash, of Jens, my man. Oh, he has invalidated his lap. So then it's Zyro. Yes, it's Mr. Zyro. Mr. Zyro. He's got to come into the bus stop chicane for the final time here in qualifying, guys. He has run out of ERS, which is really weird, but it's a very awkward line there through the final quarter. He tries to get the power down as quickly as possible, and he's going to come across the line to go P11 with a 1:59.848. And then we've got the Mr. Simba coming across the line, but he stays P14. And then there's the Alfa Romeo of Gamer Mark, and he goes P6 with a 1:59.0. We've got a crash in Sector 2 to Sector 3. It's Mr. Jacob. Jacob has crashed, guys. Jacob is out of the session. Then we've got a McLaren of Craigleton. Is Craigleton? No. Craigleton is already done, guys. So guys, that has basically been qualifying. Is there anybody else? No, it's just Jacob we're waiting for, guys. Everybody else has retired. So guys, that has been a very unique qualifying session. But it is Mr. Jojo on pole position. It's a side we've been getting used to really quickly often. And then it's Jens, actually, as far as I'm concerned, with his first front row start since I've been commentating in the Racing Point. We've got Mr. Jacob in PE3 for Toro Rosso. That's a solid qualifying performance from Jacob. Then the two Red Bulls of SLR Cavalian and Owen White in P4 and P5. Then we've got Mr. Gamer Mark in P6 for Alfa Romeo alongside his teammate Mr. DK in 7th. Then we've got the second Racing Point of PMP Slash in 8th. Then Mr. Yogi Santher is in 9th to be the first of the two Mercedes. Then we've got Newgern, the only Ferrari to survive the session, in P10. Zyro is going to be in P11 for Williams. Craigleton P12 for McLaren. VTEC P13 for Toro Rosso. Simba P14 to be the second last on the grid. Then Dark Warrior for Williams in P15. Ferrer de Souza P16 for McLaren. Wimsey in Renault is going to be... Why is there still so much action on track? Why? Okay, there finally the qualifying is done, guys. I thought I was busy lagging or something. But guys, that is Jojo. He stops the session. I will quickly go through the 16th to 20th as soon as the next screen pops up on here. The guys in the chat is just hating on the rain, guys. They don't like the wet weather. So this commentator is cursed with wet weather, unfortunately. But in any case, then we've got Ferrer de Souza for McLaren in P16. Wim Zilat for Renault in P17. Connor for Mercedes in P18. Catfish Hunter for Renault in P19. And then rounding off the grid, it is Mr. Umuteli in the Ferrari, who with Mr. Catfish Hunter did not finish the session thanks to a little bit of a hefty crash. So guys, heading into this race, this throws the tire strategy wide open, because according to these guys, like I said earlier in the stream, there is rain expected to come for the end of the Grand Prix. So do these guys go on hard and stretch it out all the way to the end and go on to the wet weather tires? Do they go aggressive with, say, softs to softs, mediums to mediums? Who knows? But now we're gonna see. As the sun is shining here at Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium, it is a very, very beautiful day on the Sunday. We just quickly time traveled to the Sunday. Yep, that's what happened. That will happen. This game is so good. We time traveled. Yeah. And oh, guys, I'm in a good mood tonight. I'm really looking forward to this race. Guys, actually, for those of you guys that don't know, I've got my own YouTube channel, Turbo Fox Racer. So if you are a SLR fan, you will also be a fan of my YouTube channel. So please go check me out. Yeah, I will really appreciate that. And with actually the current state of the world with this whole COVID-19 thing, there is no sport to keep any of us entertained. So what do you do when you don't have any sport? You play sports games. That's the closest you're gonna get. So please become a fan of the F1 2019 game, and you're gonna see a lot more fun and a lot more action. As guys, everybody is loaded into the session, and we are going to start the formation lap. Now, going on to the I'm trying to talk too quickly. Relax. Okay. Heading on to the formation lap, guys, as waiting for all the players just to load into the session. Usually what me and Barry would do at this stage is we would decide who we are going to put our figurative money on to win this race. Well, we'll usually predict the top 3, but now that my co-commentator is not here, I will be taking a stab into the dark, and I'm going to be predicting the top 5. Okay, so as you guys know, in the championship, Jojo is really leading the way by a heck of a lot, and damn, this loading is long. Please don't tell me I'm lagging, because I will really start crying. I'm not joking. Please. Please. Come on. Guys, I think I'm lagging. Yep, Cavalian just said it, guys. We have to make a new lobby because the lobby has lagged. Luckily, it's not a problem on my side. It is a problem on the side of the game. Thank goodness, because I was just starting to panic. But we'll wait until the real formation lap gets started, guys, before I'm going to give you my... Wait a second, they're all loading in. Wait a second, Cavalian, wait a second, but... Wait a second. But basically what I'm telling you guys is I'm gonna... oh yeah, guys, everybody's starting to leave the session. So guys, quickly at this stage of the stream, I apologize. This is a bug with the F1 game. This is not something that we have control over. Sometimes the session, the online service just lag, and then we unfortunately have to make a new lobby, but it's not going to take too long, so just please bear with us, stay on stream, and I'm going to keep you entertained. I will give you guys my predictions of the top 5 of the Grand Prix as soon as the formation lap starts, when we restart the session, but we will be in the new session in just a little bit. So I'm going to keep the stream going, guys. I'm going to quit from the stream. I'm going to quit to the main menu. I'm going to wait till Mr. Cavillion sends me a new invitation to the lobby. So just bear with me, please. We're quickly going to go and actually go have a check in the showroom to look at these beautiful F1 2019 cars. What else can you do? What else can you do? But in any case, ooh, jeez, I just almost bumped my controller off of my lap. But yeah, so let's say toggle UI. Let's go from the back. Let's go from the back. Let's go from the back. Let's go from the very, very boat-like Williams. If the game starts loading one day. Okay, there we've got the Williams, guys. Very beautiful car. Actually, guys, wow, everybody that's watching the stream, go please down below in the comments and tell me which 2019 F1 car is the most beautiful to you. Is it the Williams? Is it the Toro Rosso? Ooh, let's quickly let's do that angle. That angle. Okay. Is it the Alfa Romeo? A little bit more. Right there. Is it the Alfa Romeo? Is it the Racing Point? Haha! Who is a fan of the Pink Panthers? Is it the McLaren? Oh, guys, I've been saying to get the invitation from Cavillion, but we'll quickly finish this up. It's the McLaren. Is it the Racing Point? Racing Point. The Haas. Hashtag my favorite. Is it the Renault? Do you feel the banana? Is it the Red Bull? Lots of people's favorites. Is it the Ferrari? Or is it the Mercedes? You let me know in the comments down below. Okay, now we're going to the new lobby, guys. Let's quickly do that. Yeah. Sorry for that, guys. We're now joining the new lobby. So relax. Nothing has happened. The stream has not ended. We're going into a new lobby, and I've been talking so much, my throat feels like a grater. So I'm just quickly going to take a sip of my beautiful coffee. Oh, that's exactly what you need in this cold South Africa. A nice cup of joe. So, guys, we're a spectator. Let's just quickly see. The session seems to be still lagging a bit. You know, I am in and I'm in spectator mode, so all my stuff is fine, as almost everybody have joined back. Guys, the one thing that I didn't even mention while we were busy with qualifying, we've got a full lobby. Hashtag own it SLR. Damn, son, damn. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this race, guys. It's really gonna be a very interesting one. Let's quickly see what the new comments are. Gamer Mark is the based on the GRI. Gamer Mark will destroy the competition. Hey guys, you guys are really going to be interested to hear my top 5 prediction. I think it's going to be a very interesting one, to say the least about it. Yes. So guys, let's really talk about the track, Spa-Francorchamps. To be quite honest, Spa is an absolutely beautiful place to race at. First of all, you are right in the Ardennes forest, and it's really just, it's a special place. It's a special track. There's a lot of heritage at Spa-Francorchamps. So you really have to be on your feet when it comes to Spa-Francorchamps. Now, going through the first corner, it's a right-handed hairpin, and as you go through the first hairpin, there's a little bit of a dip in the track, and then you go downhill down, and then up again towards Eau Rouge. One of the most famous corners in Formula 1, period. One of the most famous corners in racing, period. As you guys actually see there, if you guys look at your screen currently where there stands unranked lobby, follow that exact screen to the right hand side. You will see the beginning of Eau Rouge. Eau Rouge is like basically one huge crest as you head into Eau Rouge. Beautiful corner. With these modern F1 cars, it gets taken flat out in the dry. In the intermediates, if the track starts getting dry, you get to a point where you can actually start going flat out through Eau Rouge. But in the dry, no matter what tire you're on, it's flat out all the way through Eau Rouge. But also saying that, you really have to be very keen on what happens, because the rear end tends to step out on you really easily going up through Eau Rouge, because as you go up the hill, some downforce gets taken off the back of the car. So you really have to be very careful going up through Eau Rouge. Don't bump the ERS up too high, and just be careful. I usually go through Eau Rouge in in qualifying in the max fuel mode. And then in a high mode on the ERS, and as I get up through Eau Rouge, I'll bump the car up to overtake mode to get that beautiful top end speed. Then you head into the next part. You go down the Camel Straight, and you actually dive it into. Let me quickly because I want to know the corners a lot better. So let me just quickly clear all this stuff. Let's quickly go again back to the Spa corner names. So Spa, there we go. Because after you go down the Camel Straight, I actually just want to, because guys, my memory when it comes to corner names is absolutely terrible. So going down the Camel Straight, you head into Les Combes. Now Les Combes is a right-left chicane into another 90-degree right-hander. It's almost like I wouldn't say it's like a Scari at Monza, because at Monza, because the Scari is a left, like almost half a U-shaped right, and then back to a 90-degree. No, not 90-degree, but a very sharp left. Les Combes is just a sequence of 3 absolutely beautiful corners, and they are all 3 almost exactly 90 degrees. For those of you guys that don't know, quickly Google on your cell phone Spa-Francorchamps and Spa track, and you will see that that Spa the track actually looks like a machine gun, a submachine gun. It looks like a Uzi. That's actually a very cool thing I always noticed. Then after you go through Les Combes, those sequence of 3 corners from turn 7 to turn 9, you head into, damn, that's a hard name, T10, the downhill hairpin. I'm not going to try and pronounce the name, guys, because if somebody which is from Belgium watches the stream, I'm going to butcher the language. So I'm not going to try and pronounce it. But turn 10, it's a downhill braking zone into a downhill hairpin. It's a right-handed hairpin. A very hard braking point, especially for some of these guys if they are driving with ABS off. It's really easy to lock up, and it's really also easy to run wide, because all the weight of the car is going with you into the corner because it's downhill. Then going through the next corner, it's a no-name corner. Literally, it's a meme in Formula 1 that corner's name is no name. It's T11. Then we head into Pouan, another corner which is up on people's favorite lists. It's a corner that's really fun in these modern F1 cars. I don't know how these guys take it, but I take Pouan, I would say, semi-aggressively. As you head into Pouan, you're still heading downhill, and as you head into Pouan, you mount the outside curb. On the outside curb, you literally just tap the brake, go down into 7th gear, and you yank the car, but don't touch the curb on the inside, because that will spin you out. And you go through Pouan at approximately 260 to 280 kilometers an hour. Coming out of Pouan, you're already over 300 again. It's a beautiful, beautiful corner. It's T12. Then heading into T13 and 14, it is the campus chicane. A very technical chicane. It's a fast chicane, which you usually take in 4th and 5th gear, but the car tends to oversteer really easily, so you also have to stay away from the curbs, because that does unsettle the rear end of the car. Then heading into Stavelo, it's T15. Stavelo, it's an interesting corner. I've seen people take it in 5th gear. I've seen people take it in 2nd gear. It's a corner that demands actually a quick entry and a quick exit. You've got a massive amount of curb to run onto the outside. So if you really know how to, I wouldn't say cheat the game, but if you know how to handle the F1 2019 game, you can go onto the outside curb and not get a track extension warning. Therefore, you are going to optimize that corner to the utmost extent. Then heading through T16, it's the Curbe Paul Frey. Once again, I'm not going to try and pronounce that, because I'm going to butcher the Belgium language. I'm sorry for that, guys. It's T16. It's basically flat out in these modern F1 cars, not really a corner. Then heading into Blanchimont, T17 and T18, which are both flat out. Especially T18 is more popular for being Blanchimont, because, well, Blanchimont, but I never said the T. I never realized there was a T at the back of it. You guys see, I'm even learning. I'm even learning. But in any case, heading through Blanchimont, it's flat out. In the wet weather, it can sometimes it needs to be taken at a lower speed. Usually you go down to 7th gear and just ease the throttle through there. But it's It's a really fun corner, and I've also heard from some people that it's a really fun corner to race around. I wouldn't overtake there, because with my luck I'll just go barreling towards the wall. But in any case, and then you head into the final part of the track, the bus stop chicane T19 and T20. Very hard braking zone. It's probably the hardest braking zone on track, because you get to that corner at 300 to 310 kilometers an hour. You have to be hard onto the brakes. It's a second gear first corner, first gear second part of the chicane. So I see some of these guys take it in second gear to kill the oversteer, but I use first gear to get the car to turn in, and then I short shift up into second and to third to kill the oversteer on the rear end. But that's basically a lap around Spa-Francorchamps. Spa-Francorchamps. Oh my goodness, I'm a twat. In any case, around Spa-Francorchamps, a very detailed way to go around the lap. I did actually not see if these guys are going to do a formation lap. Now we might jump directly into the race. I hope they do a formation lap. And yeah, guys, stop killing me in the comments for not. I did watch the run around of the lap on Twitter, which the beautiful Mr. PMP slashed it in the Mercedes. Beautiful lap, by the way. So props PMP slash. But I wanted to take everybody through the track like I like it. So guys, stop hating on me in the comments. I mean, come on, especially you, Straight Line, especially you. Come on, don't be like that. Don't be like that. In any case, guys, once again, all these guys, okay, getting in. The session starts in 4, 3, 2, 1. Please let there be a formation lap. It's because I didn't pay attention. And one red light. Yes, guys, we do have a formation lap. So now let's get back to where we let off earlier in the video. So my prediction for the top 5, like me and Bere usually do for the top 3. Okay. So, you guys know that at this stage, Jojo has been an absolute animal, and he has been driving absolutely brilliantly. Now today, unlike last week, I'm actually going to get onto the Jojo train, but not for the win. Okay, guys, today, my predictions are, let's go from P5 actually up to P1. P5, I'm going with, and this is a very big stab in the dark, guys. I like to make crazy predictions, because when it pays off, you just feel so much better than making a stupid average prediction. Okay, P5, I'm going with Gamer Mark. He is going to get P5 for Alfa Romeo. That is my personal prediction. P4, I'm going with Mr. Yagi-san Yilmaz in the Mercedes P4. P2, I'm going to go with SLR Pavilion. I think Pavilion is going to have a solid race here around Belgium, and Pavilion always has good, consistent pace. He's just still lacking a little bit behind Jojo, which in my opinion is going to take P2. Now you guys are like, okay, so that's up to P2. Wait, who's your P1? My P1, guys. Today I'm getting onto the Owen Wyatt 15 train. Owen has been wanting a win so bad recently, and I really think today is the day. I think today's the day where Owen is going to take a solid win here around Spa-Francorchamps, but the only way we're going to find out is if we watch the race. So while these guys are rounding the final few corners, let's actually get all this stuff ready. The intervals, and we get onto the tires. Ooh, guys, very interesting tire strategies. Yes. Okay, guys, that is up. And I'm actually going to go on to Jens to start the race, because I think he's going to have a very interesting start. So guys, just quickly running to the top 10 again. Jojo will start from pole position. We're joining him on the front row will be Jens. Jacob with a very good qualifying for Toro Rosso is in P3. We've got SLR Pavilion and Owen Wyatt rounding up the top 5 for Red Bull. Then we've got Gamer Mark and DK for Alfa Romeo P6 and P7. Finishing off the 4th row is PMP Slash for Racing Point, and the 5th row to round out the top 10, it is the Mercedes of Mr. Yagi-san Yilmaz, and Mugen in the Ferrari. So guys, I think we are in for a cracker of a Grand Prix. And oh boy, guys, sorry, I just quickly read the in-group chat there, so there might be a little bit of a disadvantage for a few guys, but I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to mention any names. So in any case, guys, as we are now waiting for the final guys to line up on the grid, it is time to go racing here at Spa-Francorchamps. I hope you guys are excited, because I am. 22 laps of this beautiful circuit in the Ardennes Forest as we head to 5 red lights. And it's go for the Belgium Grand Prix. 3, round 13 of season 7. Jojo gets a beautiful start from the front row. He immediately cuts off the nose of Jens. Heading into the first corner, it's a rookie. Can the camera angle please change, because I need another camera angle. Oh, what's going on here? There we go. Jojo is through the first corner with Jens right behind him. Jacob has defended P3 successfully from the two red rules of SLR, Pavilion and Owen White. DK is up into P6 with Flash and P7. Zyro, oh, there's a massive crash heading up through Eau Rouge. Massive crash heading there up through Eau Rouge. What has happened there? Mr. Zyro is already out of the Grand Prix. I think that because I did see a flash of Williams there, and we've got a virtual safety car on the first lap already. That was a massive crash there from the Williams guys. I'm sorry that I missed that, but very, very hefty crash there for Zyro. Luckily, this is a game, guys, where you don't have to worry that anybody gets injured. That's the beauty of modern gaming. As you guys actually see, look at the very, very interesting strategy that Owen White is going for us. It's back to green flag racing, guys. White is going very long onto a set of hard tires, so he's definitely going for the strategy that I think is going to be the most sufficient. He is going from hard tires all the way onto the weather. The weather is going to play a part at the end of this race, and he is going to go onto the wet weather tires. So let's see what Wyatt can do. My money is still on Wyatt to win this race. So back to the leaders, guys. We've got Jojo on the soft tires, and as you guys see, he's already trying to build a gap to Jens. He will have the grip advantage. Will Jacob be in P3? Well, Jacob is in P3, and he is going to be trying to chase him down. It is SLR Pavilion. As we see Mugen quickly get a penalty for exceeding track limits. Geez, that's already 3 track extensions in 1 lap. That's a little bit rough. Then we've got DK and P5, Slash and P6, Mugen P7. Whoa, what happened to Wyatt, guys? Wyatt must have made a mistake somewhere. Ooh, that is not the best. As Wimzilat has retired from the session as well in the McLaren. Oh, and we've got a safety car. We have got a safety car now out on track. So that was a really crazy start to the Belgium Grand Prix. Luckily, that saves Dark Warrior now, so he can come and fit a new wing replacement without really losing too much positions. Guys, I didn't see what happened to Wimzilat there. He had a crash coming out of basically the final corner for this track, where you actually, okay, no, second to last quarter, where you have to be easy on the throttle, especially when the cars are filled up with fuel. As let's take a look at the pit stop here of Dark Warrior, who actually got onto the mediums and gets a new front nose fitted. On my screen it shows medium tires, but I know sometimes the game glitches. No, it's a set of hard tires, guys. He's going onto a set of hard tires to run to the end until the rain hits us. He will have to pass the safety car, because all these guys will have to go all the way around and then join the safety car queue at the end of the lap. So it's Jojo still leading the way from Jens in P2. Jacob is in P3 still for Toro Rosso. Then we've got Pavilion P4, DK P5, Slash P6, Mugen P7. Owen White has fallen all the way down to P8. I wondered what happened there to Wyatt. That was really, really weird. But then we've got Yagi-san in P9 and Craigleton in P10. Guys, I've got a feeling we're going to see a lot of safety cars today, because these guys are really going very, very aggressive. As I'm going to take another sip of my beautiful cup of joe. Oh, coffee is one beautiful thing. One beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. But anyways, guys, let's actually see what the position changes was on the first lap. No, that's not what we want. There we go, position changes. So in the top 4, everybody kept their positions, but then DK made up 2 positions, and he is now up into P5, as well as Slash and Mugen has actually made up 3 positions. Owen White has fallen 3 positions. Yagi-san and all that craziness actually kept his P9. Hashtag GG's, good driving there from Mr. Yagi-san, sir. Then we've got Craigleton, who made up 2 positions. VTech, who lost 5, as there's actually guys coming into the pit lane now. And one of them is Mr. Yagi-san, sir. Why, Mr. Yagi-san? Oh, he needs a new front wing. So, guys, I can almost tell you guys what happened. These guys all, guys bunching up behind the safety car sometimes is really unpredictable, because people, especially online, people brake and they don't give you warning, because remember, these F1 cars don't have brake lights. The red lights you guys see at the back of the car, those red lights only flash when these guys are in non-ERS mode, as you guys see on the back of the Mercedes right there. That means there is no electrical energy being deployed at the stage. The car is saving energy at that stage. So Yagi-san is now P17 with his teammate Connor being in P18, but they have now pitted onto their well. Yagi-san has gone onto a fresh set of mediums, with Connor going onto a fresh set of hards, so they are definitely going onto the end. As we've got Craigleton, who has retired from the session, guys. What has happened there to Craigleton behind the safety car? What are you guys doing? You can't DNF behind the safety car. Oh well, that has happened in real life before, so I'm not gonna say anything. But in any case, let's go back to the position changes, guys. Wyatt dropped 3 positions, Gamer Mark 3 as well. Mr. Simba, he actually gained 4, as well as brilliant driving here from Ferrer de Souza with his Ayrton Senna helmet. He is up 7 positions, and Catfish Hunter is up 7 positions, with Umuteli also up 7 positions. Then you've got VTech, who lost 1 position, Dark Warrior, who is still in the same place, and then obviously the 2 Mercedes who just went into the pit lane. Yagi-san is now 7 positions down, and Connor is actually 1 position up, thanks to all the retirements. As actually somebody here comments that Ferrer de Souza is champ. Wow, you've got a fan here, Mr. Ferrer de Souza. So now the pressure is on your shoulders, bud. Get that McLaren into solid points today. There is your goal for the day. Hashtag beautiful. As guys, we're going to sit 1 more lap behind the safety car. I want to go back to racing. Come on, guys. Seriously, with this whole pandemic in the world where there is no sport, but oh wait, safety car in this lap. Well, that was really number 99. Okay, wait, I'll continue what I wanted to say in just a second. The safety car dives it into... No, wait. What happened now? I think the game is glitching, guys. Oh, did the safety car come in? I don't know. What's going on? It's still... The safety car is still... Oh, guys, this glitch happened to me in career mode once. The safety car, usually when... I don't know why it happens, but sometimes the safety car actually says it's coming in the that lap, but it has already passed the pit lane. So for 1 whole lap, the safety car is absolutely blasting around the track. So that's a little bit awkward. Once again tonight, the game is not really working with us. But in any case, let's oh guys, I love you guys in the comments. Ferret baby. What was I busy saying before that? So now that we've got another lap of safety car, basically, what was I busy saying? I completely lost my train of thought now. Oh my great goodness. And Jojo says that we need a new lobby. I don't think that's necessary. The safety car will come in the end of the lap. Just stay calm, Jojo. You're just gonna pace around for 1 lap. Warm up your tires, bud. Warm up your tires. It's not the end of the world. The safety car will come in the end of this lap. It's just a little bit of a weird moment. But Craigleton has left the session, who has unfortunately DNF'd out of this race, guys. There's something that I wanted to talk about now, but I forgot. I forgot completely. But yeah, I agree with one of the other SLR guys. You guys didn't see the message, but Mr. SLR need just wait and see if the safety car goes in. It usually goes in. Otherwise we'll have to restart the lobby again. Oh my goodness, guys, you guys are gonna get 2 races in 1 evening. Hashtag beautiful. Beautiful. If you want to be if you're a positive person, look at it that way. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. As of now, Jojo with his beautiful yellow and black helmet. Now the safety car will hopefully be coming in. There's no way for me to see when Jojo starts backing up away from the safety car. But guys, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people on the soft tires. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people on the mediums. And 1, 2, 3, 4 people on the hard tires. So all 3 tire compounds are being represented on track. So let us see what is going to happen with this restart. Is the safety car diving it in? Yes, the safety car is, guys, and we will be back to green flag racing in 3, 2, 1, and we're back to green flag racing here in the SLR league, as one of the Alfa Romeos has dove it into the pit lane, probably broke his front wing on one of the other cars' rear ends, as now Jojo is under major pressure here from Mr. Jens, as Cavillion was sleeping on the restart, as the, Jojo and Jens have already made a massive gap. 5-second penalty for Cavillion there for ignoring yellow flags, which is actually a little bit sad. But in any case, guys, now look at Jens as he has the the slipstream in that racing point. It's side by side between him and Jojo for the race lead here. Let's see who goes. Oh, Jojo has a little bit of a lock up heading into the corner, but that is Jens into the lead of the race as Jojo runs wide there with a little kick-off oversteer. But that is Jens into the lead of the Grand Prix. Jojo will be chasing him down. He is on the softer tire, but let's see what happens come the end of this race. Cavillion P3, Slash actually up into P4 with his racing points. A brilliant restart there from Slash. We've got Jacob down to P5. Mugen is now in P6 with his Ferrari. Gamer Marcus in P7 with his Alpha. Oh, there's a big moment there from Mugen. He spun there. Ooh, and there goes Ferret De Souza. There's a little bit of a moment there for De Souza. But oh boy, that's a very bad bottle there from Mugen. That is actually a little bit of bad news. But let's see. It's still a long ways to go. He can still get himself back in this race. As let's see, Jojo is actually falling back from Jens here. So Jojo, calm down, my dude. Calm down. You can still get something going for yourself here. Let's quickly see here. Gamer Mark, Owen Wyatt. Wyatt is now back up into P7. He is the leading driver on the hard tires, guys. So keep an eye on him during the race. Mr. Simba. And Ferrer De Souza. Well, De Souza is now up into the points. So your fans. Oh, guys, there's a crash for Mr. Connor in the Mercedes. And there's a second safety car. Why did I say, guys, we're going to see a lot of safety cars? As actually, what happened to Connor? Can we quickly see it from the Alpha's perspective? Oh, guys, he ran into the tire barrier there on the outside. Bad luck there for Connor. So we've only got one final Mercedes representative in this race, and that is in the form of Mr. Yagi-san. As a massive amount of people are diving into the pit lane, guys. Look at the pit lane. Here is Mr. Jacob. He is going on to the mediums. Then we've got Mr. Ooh, Slash has gone on to the hards. Wyatt has gone on to the mediums because those mediums will still take him to the end until the rain starts. So then we've got Simba, Catfish, DK, Dark Warrior, and Mugen, who is now going on to a second set of hard tires. Wow. Okay. But guys, leading the way, it is Jens from Jojo, then Cavillion, Gamer Mark, and Ferret. Ferret De Souza's up into P5 thanks to all the pit stops. Come on, Mr. De Souza. I'm actually gonna keep an eye on him today, guys. Now that he's got a fan in the comments, let's see what Mr. De Souza can do. Let us see what he can do today. So yes, that is what is going on at this stage, guys. We've got another safety car, and I honestly don't think we should have a new lobby, guys. Please don't start a new lobby, because then we have to restart the race. Well, then we will lose already 6 laps of racing. Well, not racing, 4 laps of safety car. Boy. Okay. Let's quickly see here. We've got Jens now. Actually, I want to see because is the safety car glitching again? Guys, if the safety car glitches again, then I'll say we can start a new lobby. But if the safety car is not glitching, then keep the lobby as it is, please. Restarting this race, we're going to end very, very, very late. So guys, just quickly excuse me from stream. I'm just quickly going to type something to these guys in the chat. So just quickly excuse me. Da-da-da. Okay guys, I'm back. Don't worry, I've not got anywhere. Please, I hope these guys. Jojo gets a 5-second penalty for severe collision with Jens. What has happened there? Where's Jojo, guys? Oh boy, Ferret De Souza gets a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. That's just a corner cut warning. That's not something you can, there's nothing you can do about that. So let's quickly, while we're here, let's quickly have a look at the penalties, because there is still something going on there. So the top 5 at this stage have not pitted yet, which is actually very interesting. Jens, any penalties? No, just a warning. We've got 1 penalty for Cavillion. Then we've got 1 penalty for Gamer Mark. De Souza, he's got a penalty now because of his warnings. Umuteli, no warning even. Wow, great driving from Umuteli. Let's quickly check Jojo. He's got a 5-second time penalty now. So Jojo has got a 5-second time penalty, so that's something that we're going to have to keep an eye on come the end of the race. Quickly want to look here at Owen. He's on 2 warnings, so the next warning he has, he will have a penalty. So yes, Let's quickly see here what happens for the rest. Guys, I think the safety car will come in end of this lap, maybe end of next lap. But if the safety car glitches, guys, please hold thumbs. Do something to make sure that the safety car does not glitch and that we actually have a good race from here on out. As the guys are really what's the word I'm looking for? Unpleased in the chat. They're thinking that the whole lobby is a little bit glitched, but let's just wait and see before we jump to conclusions. Now, is the safety car coming in this lap? Yes, guys, the safety car is not glitching. Yes. The safety car is not glitching. So let's get back into racing. Gamer Mark, why do you want to restart the lobby, dude? You're in P3. You can have a brilliant race. Come on, guys, calm down. Okay, so, guys, we've got Jens leading the way from Cavillion P2, Gamer Mark P3, Ferrer de Souza in the McLaren P4, Umatelli in P5 for Ferrari, VTEC P6 for Toro Rosso, Yagi-san P7, Jojo P8, Jacob P9, and Slash P10. Everybody from P6 downwards have all gone into the pit lane, P1 to P5, and no pit stops have been made just yet. So we're going to have a very interesting race on our hands as the safety car has dove into the pit lane. There is the safety car line. So we are back to green flags racing. And let's see what Cavillion can do against Mr. Jens. Racing Point V, Red Bull as Gamer Mark got left sleeping on the line. As here goes Fred de Souza into the first corner. He dives it up the inside with his Ayrton Senna helmet. He feels the Ayrton inside him as he has a little bit of kick of oversteer there. Gamer Mark goes for the switchback. He gets a beautiful switchback there on Ferrer de Souza. As now let's see Cavillion go for the move here on Jens. We've still got a lot of racing to go, guys. Cavillion is here going to the outside as Jens defends the inside, side by side, heading towards the no, I can't remember the chicane already, guys. My memory has let me go. And Cavillion goes around the outside. It's a beautiful move there from SLR Cavillion. Get in there, lad, get in there. Cavillion is in P1, Jens now P2, Gamer Mark P3. Yagi-san is up into P4. Mr. Yagi-san, sir? Hey, get going, man, get going. De Souza P5, Jojo P6, Umuteli is now down to P7, Jacob is P8, P9 is Mr. Simba. Guys, where's, oh, sorry, I already missed Jojo. And then Owen Wyatt is now in P10. It's a very interesting top 10 here, guys, as we have to jump back to the leaders, because I do not think Jens is going to let go of Cavillion just yet. He's going to try and hang on to Cavillion as much as possible. Let's see what these guys do as we're going to head into another OP slipstream section of the track here, heading into the, well, basically going through the whole of the final sector, basically flat out. Here goes Cavillion, and there goes Jens, guys. Gamer Mark is in a world of his own, and in P4 and 5 it is Jojo and Yagi-san. But let's quickly see here. Here goes Jens, is not close enough to make a move. Jojo, no, Ferrer de Souza is on it. Okay, here's, oh, there's a massive moment there for Umuteli, guys. Massive moment. Oh, what the hell, that's a lot of lagging there. But Umuteli is out of the Grand Prix. Massive crash. No safety car. No! Oh, come on, guys. It's another safety car. Another safety car. VTEC has lost his front wing. There is another safety car. La 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 la. Okay, it's time for a sip of my coffee. Once again. Guys, that was a massive crash there from Umuteli actually. Yeah. A lot of these guys are asking for a restart, guys. Oh, guys, we're gonna have such a late night if we restart the race now. We're gonna lose a lot of viewers. Oh boy. Okay. So let's see Simba. Ooh, okay. Umuteli. Let's quickly see here. The safety car has been deployed. Guys, I don't even know what to say because it's the third safety car. I've talked so much. I've talked about everything there is to talk about. So it's really hard to talk at this stage, and I don't want to be that commentator that just goes silent. I don't want to do that. I do not want to do that. So it's okay, thank you. Somebody's actually got a little bit of sense at this stage and saying that we should not restart the lobby. Yes, that's the best thing to do. Stop crashing, guys. That is why the safety car is being deployed, because there's a lot of crashes. We're down to 15 runners here in the Grand Prix, And we've got actually, guys, look at the top 5, top 6, 7. Okay, the top 7 are all different constructors. We've got Red Bull, Racing Point, Alfa Romeo, Mercedes, Haas, McLaren, and Toro Rosso. Jeez Louise! And unfortunately, guys, the 5 people we have said goodbye to with a wave of the hand, looking as they go into the distance, is Umutelli for Ferrari, Connor for Mercedes, Craigleton for McLaren, Whimsylad for Renault, and Zyro for Williams. So, now let's hope the safety car comes in at the end of this lap. But there's a bunch of there's 2 people actually pitting again. It is Jens pitting from P2. Wow. Okay. And also with him pitting is Gamer Mark. What are these guys going on to? Ooh, Gamer Mark's going on to mediums. Jens is onto the hard tires, and Gamer Mark is onto a fresh set of mediums. So that's Gamer Mark now. Well, Jens down to P12, Gamer Mark down to P13. Then you've got Mugen, the only Ferrari left standing, in P14, and VTech in P15. So, guys, some of the guys are saying in the chat that the weather is wrong, so we might not have wet weather coming into the Grand Prix, which to me will be sad. So, yeah. Let's quickly see there. Square we can't. Okay, guys, let me quickly see if I can turn off my actual. Sorry for just quickly letting the screen go black. I'm just quickly going to see if I can turn off my notifications. How do you turn off the notification? I've never done that before. Okay, guys, let me put it to you guys this way. I will put off the notifications for the next stream. I'm sorry about that. I actually didn't think about that. So I'll turn it off for the next stream, because I'm not going to try and search for it now, because I don't know where it is. And that's just going to waste time on stream. It's already been a little bit of a hard stream at this stage with all the lobby stuff going on and all that types of stuff. Yeah, let's just finish the race, guys, and we'll see from there. Okay, so we've got Cavillion leading the way for Red Bull, Yagi-san P2, Jojo P3, safety car is in this lap, guys, so the safety car once again is glitching. The sales are P4 and Jacob is in P5. So let's quickly, ooh jeez, I've got a little bit of an itch on my back. Little bit of an itch on my back. Ooh, yep. Okay, now heading into this next part. Okay, so it is Cavillion leading the way with Yagi-san in P2, Mercedes v Red Bull. So let's see what is going on with this part of the race. Owen is complaining a lot in the chat, as all these guys are really bunching up. These guys are really keen to get racing, guys. We've still got 12 laps left of racing as Gamer Mark is running to the back of somebody. It's a severe collision. Guys, look at Yagi-san as he's trying to get up right alongside Cavillion. As Cavillion bolts away, he is ready to get this race going. Cavillion heads into the bus stop chicane very aggressively, and that is now Cavillion trying to get away from Yagi-san and Jojo in P3. Guys, let's keep an eye on this top 3 fight, as Ferret de Souza has a massive moment. They're going through the bus stop chicane. Very bad news there for Ferret. But oh, we've got a 3-wide moment between PM. Oh, there's a massive collision there from Ferret de Souza. He has a massive moment there, and that is just a little sad. Oh, we've got guys there in the back also. There's a massive moment there. Mark, Mugen and VTech, but let's head back to the lead, guys. And we've got Yagi-san, Cavillion and Jojo battling away for the podium positions of this race. Cavillion has not yet come into the pit lane, and it has paid off for him a lot. Now it's Cavillion in P1, Yagi-san in P2 with Jojo in P3. Actually it's a Haas 3-4 with Simba is in P4, guys. I know it's Simba, but I'm gonna call him Simba. Then you've got Wyatt P5, and in P6 it is Jacob. But at this stage it is Yagi-san who has defended from Jojo, but Cavillion is leading the way. Let's actually go do a little bit of onboards. Here's Cavillion who is leading the way, guys. Yagi-san P2, Jojo is in P3, then we've got Simba in P4, Wyatt is in P5. Come on Wyatt, let's get going my boy, let's get going. Catfish P7, Jacob P6, sorry, Jacob P6, Catfish P7, Dark Warrior P8, Jens in P9 on his new fresh hard tires, and VTech is in P10. So let's go back, come on, broadcast camera. There we go. Gamer Marks in P11, DK is in P12. We've got Muger in there having a little tussle there with Slash, but Slash gets the move done. Muger actually has got some front wing damage. He tries to keep that Ferrari on the outside. He actually gets the move done, but now Slash will have the inside. Oh, he tucks up behind him. And let's see, Ferris is unfortunately going to have to limp it back to the pit lane and get a new front wing. Let's jump back to the leaders, guys, as it is all three of them on mediums. Jojo, who is on the freshest amount of mediums, and from here on you've got Kavillian leading the way from Yagi-san, and then Jojo is in P3. Let's see as these guys head down now. We head down and we're going to go up through our Rouge in just a few seconds and going down the Camel Straight. Who is going to get the best part of this? Yagi-san is very close to Kavillian. Unlike Jojo was very close to Yagi-san the previous lap, but Jojo does not seem to be having a good time here around Spa-Francorchamps. Let's see what Yagi-san can get going for himself on Kavillian. He tucks up right underneath the slipstream of Kavillian, but he is not close enough. Guys, if we keep it at green flag racing, we will have DRS next lap, which will be shown for the first time this whole race, as there is a few guys in the back of the grid heading into the pit lane. They are going onto the soft tires, which will last till the end of the race. Now after this, Owen is now actually pressuring Jacob quite a hefty amount, as they are also both catching Simba, so that's also a battle to keep an eye on for these three drivers. Then you've got Jens P7 now, who has actually made a few very, very good moves, and all the way down it's the second, all the way down in P10 it's the second Toro Rosso of VTEC. Let's go back to the leaders once again. Now, can Yagi-san stay close enough to Kavillian to actually go for a move this time? It doesn't seem like it. Kavillian is driving really solid, guys. The gap between the top three are basically almost identical. It's half a second from Kavillian to Jojo, and then 6/10 from Kavillian to Jojo. From Kavillian to Yagi-san, and then 6/10 from Yagi-san to Jojo. So they are really now at 6/10 each. So stuff is really heating up between the three of these guys. We're going to have a race on our hands, guys. We're going to have a big race on our hands. The only thing is, Kavillian still has to go into the pits, as finally DRS gets enabled, guys. So we're going to have some very good racing for the rest of this part, as SLR Blunt actually said, settings and notifications. I will go put that off immediately after this, and then there won't be the problem for future streams. But anyways, guys, back to the action. Yagi-san is now 7/10 behind Kavillian, so Kavillian is starting to build a lap. But now, like I said, guys, DRS is enabled. Let's see if Jojo is actually close enough. Doesn't seem like it, so there's nothing that's going to change in the top three. Let's quickly see as Wyatt is trying to go after Jacob, but Jacob has got DRS on Simba. We've got Jens now. There's nothing happening throughout the field. Oh, here goes Gamer Mark on Catfish. Gamer Mark's around the outside. Oh, he has a little bit of a track extension there, as VTEC has actually left the session, which is actually very sad. Hey, there's Gamer Mark. Has a massive moment there going through T15. I almost said T15. But luckily he keeps the position going. As you guys can see there, VTEC has lagged out. So his AI, now it's been taken over by AI. As we've got a 3-second penalty for Simba, who had a little bit of a corner cut there. But now he is under pressure from Jacob and Owen Wyatt, as well as Jens are really quickly catching up to them. Let's go back to the leaders, guys, as they're going to go onto the slipstream face, which is this back, the third sector basically. Yagi-san is now actually almost a second outside a second of Kavillian. So if he's outside a second, he is going to be under massive pressure from Jojo, because he will not have DRS. Jojo in P3 is actually saving DRS very sufficiently, as he has a massive lockup heading into the bus stop chicane. Starting now lap 14, we have got 8 laps to go. It is actually a very, very, very solid racing from these guys thus far. Jojo is really locking up that right front a lot. He needs to watch out to not overheat and wear that tire a lot. As guys look at, oh, there actually goes Jens on Owen Wyatt. I only caught the final few moments of that, but that is now Jens up into P6. But oh guys, I don't know who to look at. These guys are not close enough to each other actually. Let's see, here comes Yagi-san. Is he going to be close enough? No, he will not. Let's go back to this battle, guys. It's actually Jens is now also past Jacob, going up through a Rouge, and now here they go. Will Jens go for a move on Simba? Yes, he does. Heading, ooh, Simba cuts off his front nose. That's a very rude shut off the door right in the face of Simba there. We really, oh, that's a 3-second penalty for Jens there, guys. We caught him red-handed as he went for a corner cut there. Guys, it's so hard not to get corner cuts here around Spa. So, yeah, I feel for the guy. Jumping back to the leaders, guys. Jojo is ever so slowly getting closer to Yagi-san, but also Yagi-san, every time I think he's gonna drop off from Pavilion, he gets back near to Pavilion. So we have to see. But I can see Pavilion is strong in Sector 2 because that's where he's building the gap on Yagi-san. But thanks to Slipstream and DRS, Yagi-san is just holding on to him. But Jojo is really close now, guys. Jojo is really close to the back of Yagi-san. So let's see what these guys are actually going to do. Heading towards this next part. Jojo is really close. Is he going to go up the inside? No, he decides against it, but he might go for a move heading into the bus stop chicane. Yagi-san defends the outside actually. Yeah, Jojo, he has a lock up there, but Yagi-san defends very good there as Jojo goes for the switchback. They both open up DRS. Let's see, Jojo is really close. The car is on non-ERS, so he is conserving to hold the ERS for the Camel Straight. Very beautiful stuff there from these two drivers. This guys, actually Jacob has gone past Jens now once again, and behind, oh, Jens is going up the inside of Jacob again. Woo! These guys are really battling hard. Let's go back to Jojo and Yagi-san, guys. I think Jojo will have it now on Yagi-san. He's super close. He's literally smelling the gearbox oil of that Mercedes. Okay, they go side by side. The Pavilion takes the esports line through there, and Yagi-san actually defends from Jojo. Wow. Beautiful move there as actually Jens moves up into P4 and Jacob, oh guys, Wyatt has fallen back a bit from these guys. But Jacob in the Toro Rossos are down to P6 with Simba in P5 with Jens in P4. Jens is having a brilliant fight back through the field. So these guys are really driving good. Any battles further down the field, it's Gamer Mark and Catfish. But VTech's on in a world of his own. DK's in a world of his own, as well as Ferrer de Souza and Mugen. But now let's head back to the leaders, guys. As now Yagi-san is really dropping away from Pavilion. And he is so nearly out of DRS detection, guys. It's very close. As Owen Wyatt gets a 3-second penalty for corner cutting. Let's actually go back to that battle quickly. As you guys see, Jacob is really hounding Simba from behind, as now Jens is already almost a second away from Simba. So Simba is really struggling to keep on to the rear end of that racing point, and I think it's over a second now. Yes, it is. Simba has lost DRS, so now he's going to be under stupid amounts of pressure from Owen Wyatt and Jacob. So let's see. Oh, Jacob is going for a move. That's a very bold place to go for a move, but that's a beautiful move from the Toro Rosso driver. But now he's going to be under pressure as we head into the DRS detection zones of the track. Let's see actually what Simba can get done here. Guys, do I go to the leaders or do I stay with these guys? Let's go to the leaders. Let's quickly see here. Ferrer de Souza has retired from the session. There's been a virtual safety car, guys. That might just have saved Yagi-san's bacon from Jojo. Woo! Jens has really pulled out a solid gap on Jacob, Simba and Owen Wyatt, and I think Simba's going to be screaming inside his cockpit because he has just lost the opportunity to go for a move on Jacob. Let's quickly see Dark Warrior, Gamer Mark, Catfish. There's VTech slash DK and Mugen. Oh guys, there's still so much that can happen in this race. We still have to wait and see if Simba gets a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. That is a track extension. We still need to see if the weather's going to play a part in the latter part of this race. So we will have to keep an eye on that. As guys, we are back to green flag racing here around Spa-Francorchamps. Let's quickly go here on Simba. Can he keep actually his horse attached to the Toro Rosso of Jacob through this next part? He's very aggressive there, heading through this next sequence of corners, but it's 6/10 of a second, nearly 7/10, but he is really trying to hang on to the rear end of that Toro Rosso. As Owen Wyatt is really just playing with that 9/10 1 second gap, but I think Owen is just holding back a bit, guys. I think he sees his trouble coming for the future. Maybe not. As at this stage it is Yagi-san who actually has bolted away from Jojo. The top three are now separated by about 3 seconds, just under 3 seconds. But the SLR Pavilion has got to come across the line to start lap 17 of this. Start lap 17. We have got 6 laps to go. So it is Pavilion leading the... Oh, guys, Jojo has retired from the session. Oh, what happened there, guys? What happened there to Jojo? That is, I'm completely flustered there. What is Jojo into the pit lane? But on the charts they say that he has retired. Guys, he might have had a little bit of an incident heading into the pit lane. Or my game has just glitched. And that can also be something. Okay, guys, Jojo is definitely out of the session because he is a little bit unhappy in the chat. So, guys, Jojo is out of the race. The championship leader is out, and this is the perfect opportunity for Cavillion to get as much points on Jojo as possible. As let's quickly head back to see who's got the fastest lap at this stage. It is actually Mr. Slash, but he's not in the top 10, so he will not get a point for that fastest lap. After that, it is actually 46. It is actually Jens. So at this stage, Jens will get the extra point of fastest lap if the race was to end now. Okay. Stuff's looking very interesting, guys. Let's quickly go and have a look at the penalties. No, not going to Wyatt. Does Cavillion have any penalties? Yes, Cavillion has got 1 penalty. So I think that's 3 seconds. Yagi-san has got 5-second penalty. Okay. Jens has got 1 3-second penalty. So if he catches up to the back of Yagi-san, he can still get something going for himself. Then you've got Jacob, who's got 1 penalty. Oh, excuse the sniff there, guys. Then you've got 2 penalties for Semba. Then Wyatt has got 2 penalties, so that's 6 seconds. So there's a lot of penalties to take into account here. But now let's quickly go back to, there we go, intervals. As the Yagi-san is starting to close up on Cavillion once again. Yagi-san is on 2-lap fresher tires. Jens is on fresher tires, but it is the harder compound. So I don't know if he's going to have the pace to catch Cavillion and Yagi-san. But we will see, as Jacob is still driving a solid race for Toro Rosso in P4 with in P4 for Toro Rosso. Sorry, I double talked there. Now we've got Simba finally coming back at Jacob as they head into this next sequence of the chicane, and that is a beautiful move there from Simba as he gets his horse back up into P4. He is the only hope for Rich Energy horse racing. As guys, I just saw a few raindrops. The rain has started to come down here at Spa-Francorchamps. So will we have an intermediate tire ending to this race? We will have to wait and see. Stuff's just got very interesting. As guys, I'm actually, the only battle on track is Jacob and Simba, and then after that it is Gamer Mark, Dark Warrior and Catfish Hunter. Woo! VTech is a little bit far behind, so it's these 3 drivers. Okay, lad, but I'm gonna keep an eye on these 2 because these 2 are really fighting hammer and tongue. Guys, the rain is really starting to come down quite hard now. The rain is quickly starting to come down hard. So I think we might see 1 to 2 more laps of dry tire running, and then we're going to have to switch on to the intermediate tires, guys. Ooh, here comes Jacob on Simba. As guys, Cavillion has dove into the pit lane. We're going to go to Cavillion in just a second. But here comes Jacob. He is on the inside for the first part of the bus stop, the outside for the second part. But he goes for a beautiful switchback maneuver. And actually, Simba has a massive tank slapper coming out of the corner. And that's a beautiful move there from Jacob. Guys, let's go down to Cavillion. Cavillion is strapping on the intermediate tires onto his Red Bull, so he has already seen what's going to happen this race, as well as Owen Wyatt, guys, is going onto the intermediate tires. It's a little bit of a slow stop because he came in the same lap as Cavillion, but he only lost about 2 to 3 seconds. Not too bad. As guys, now they need to hope that the rain starts pouring down. It needs to pour down in buckets because that is what's going to make this strategy work. As Dark Warrior is also going on to the intermediate tires and also serving a 5-second penalty. Let's quickly see here. Slash also in onto the inters, as well as DK and Mugen. But guys, let's see now if Yagi-san and Jens on their dry tires are going to have better pace than Cavillion and Wyatt on their inters. This is very interesting times, guys. Let's quickly see. Instead of the interval, let's go on the times from the leader. We've got very interesting stuff to go from here. Yagi-san is actually, oh guys, my predictions at the beginning of the Grand Prix were not too far off, eh? They were not too far off. At this stage, Gamer Mark's in P5, and Yagi-san is in P1. But Wyatt and Pavilion are still yet to be seen. Joe, my prediction will not be perfect because obviously Jojo is no longer in the session. As Dark Warrior 13 has retired from the session, or has left the session, I think. Let's quickly watch his car. Yep, guys, he has lagged out at a little bit of an internet connection issue. Let's see what Yagi-san does as he heads into the pit lane. Here we go. He's a little bit deep into the bus stop. That means the grip is starting to fall away. Okay, guys, there goes Yagi-san. Now let's go on board with SLR Pavilion to see if he has done bits or if he has made a mistake. If those enters, it was just a little bit too early. 10-second penalty there for Simba for exceeding track limits. That's a massive corner cut actually if it's a 10-second penalty. So Simba is going to drop down the charts really quickly. As there is Catfishes, he goes really wide into the bus stop chicane. Guys, I think Pavilion has made the right call, as actually Jacob is staying out on his mediums. Guys, he's trying to go to the end on his mediums. Oh wow, guys, look at Jens. Jens is out of the pit lane, actually ahead of Yagi-san, who maybe served a penalty. Guys, Pavilion has lost out. Pavilion has lost out. Oh my goodness. Jens is now in P2 trying to chase down Jacob on his medium tires. Then you've got Yagi-san now in P3. Pavilion in P4. Simba is now in P5, but he's got a butt ton of penalties. So Owen is basically in P5 with Gamer Mark now P6. Then it is VTech P7, Catfish P9. Slash will be P10. Mugen is now going into the pit lane as he runs through the ghost of Dark Warrior. And then DK, oh, that's late into the bus stop. But in any case, guys, this is going to be a very ballsy strategy. That's very close from hitting the walls there from Jacob. Guys, his gamble is not going to work off because already Jens is on his rear end and the spray is starting to be kicked up from the intermediate tires. That's very close through there. Woo, nearly Jacob takes out the right rear tire of Jens. That was nearly a clip there from Jacob. There's just no grip anymore on track for the slicks. It's too wet and the tires are just too cold. Let's see if Yagi-san can get past Jacob in very clean fashion. I'm sure he will. But guys, this is going to be a brilliant drive from Jens if he actually takes the win here for Racing Point at Spa-Francorchamps. We have had, after the safety car period, we have had one crazy race on our hands. A very, very solid race indeed. But guys, I feel for Pavilion. He tried to go for the undercut and it was just a half a lap too early. As we've got yellow flags in Sector 2 for Gamer Mark, who has had a little bit of a moment there and has broken his front wing. Not the weekend Gamer Mark would have wanted, so that's also one of my predictions gone down the drain. As guys, there goes Yagi-san past Jacob, and Jacob is going to dive it into the pit lane. He went bold, but unfortunately it did not work out for him at all. So guys, heading into the penultimate lap of this Belgium Grand Prix, it is Mr. Jens leading the way F4 Racing Point with Yagi-san P2 and SLR Pavilion P3. We've got Simba in P4 and Owen Wyatt now in P5. Jacob is going to fall like a stone in water thanks to him trying to go a little bit bold, but guys, without risks there's no reward. So then here comes his teammate VTech. Will he actually stay ahead of his teammate? I think he will. Yes, he is safely still ahead of his teammate. And P6 and P7 for Toro Rosso, it is still solid points. As guys, let's quickly jump back to the leaders. They're not really close to one another, if I have to be honest, except Pavilion is starting to get close to Yagi-san, so there might be a battle on the final lap for the second and third place podium positions. Then we've got Simba P4. Guys, Wyatt is definitely going to get P4 because I know Simba's got a butt ton of penalties. So definitely Owen Wyatt's going to get P4 if he doesn't have a bottle. You've got the two Toro Rossos in P6 and P7. Sorry, I just had a little bit of a hiccup. Then we've got Catfish P8, Gamer Mark P9. Who's actually staying out with that broken front wing. So he's also going ball. He's going to get caught by Slash. Then you've got DK and the other Alfa Romeo not having the best race. Dark Warrior P12, who is still lagged out, which is a real shame. And Mugen is in P13 as he has a massive moment going up through Eau Rouge. A very uneventful weekend for Ferrari as well. Now guys, heading back to the leaders. Guys, Jens has got a massive lead on the rest of the group. As guys, here is Pavilion on Yagi-san. Who's gonna get this done, guys? As actually Jens is rounding the bus stop chicane for the final time to start the final lap of the Belgium Grand Prix, who has ended in a wet one. And guys, actually Yagi-san has got front wing damage. I do not know where he obtained the front wing damage, but he does have front wing damage, and that is why Pavilion has caught him so quickly, and Jens actually extended his gap so quickly. quickly. So guys, let's stay right with this battle, as actually Kevin tries to go around the outside, but get the power down early, Kevin, because then you're going to have the top speed on Yagi-san. Guys, remember, rain means no DRS. DRS is deactivated as soon as it starts raining. Here goes Kevin, as Yagi-san has a terrible run through Eau Rouge, and he gets a 3-second penalty just because he cut the top of Eau Rouge. Oh, it's very aggressive defending there from Yagi-san, and I think Kevin actually had to jump onto the brakes there. Kevin goes for the move around the outside. Yagi-san is defending hard, but there's nothing he can do. The amount of downforce he lost because of his front wing is just too much. Will Yagi-san hang on for an absolutely brilliant P2, as now Cavalier tries to go around the outside of Yagi-san. Ooh, come on Yagi-san, sir, come on! Use the inner monk. Use the inner monk to get yourself into P2. Here goes Cavalier! Oh my soul, they're heading into this next part. Ooh, it's very close through there. But Yagi-san goes wide. Cavalier is trying switchbacks. He's trying everything to get past Yagi-san. And now look at this, guys. Here comes Simba. He's closing up on them really quickly. So let's see what happens here. Now, guys, oh, I don't want to go back to Jens, guys. But Jens is going to win this Grand Prix in very entertaining fashion. As Cavalier has made the move on Yagi-san. Or are they still side by side? I think they are. They're all... Yagi-san forces Cavalier off of the road. Yagi-san has forced Cavalier off of the road, and that is definitely going to be a Stewart's inquiry. Oh, that was not really fair there from Yagi-san. Unfortunately, my good man, that was not really fair. As guys, look at Simba is trying to go after Yagi-san on this final lap of the Belgium Grand Prix. Jens is going to win with very dominant performance these last few laps. But guys, Yagi-san is going to hold on to seal P2, but let's see what the penalties have to say about this. Yagi-san crosses the line in P2. Simba will be demoted to like something like P5, P6. As Cavalier actually still gets P2 thanks to penalties, guys. Owen White is in P4 with Simba in P5. Jacob is going to round the final corner to take P6. We've got Vitek who will come across the line in P7. Catfish Hunter for Renault. Brilliant race here from Catfish Hunter for Renault. He will take P8 for Renault. And then you've got Slash who will take P9. And Gamer Mark with his broken front wing will hang on to seal the final points for Alfa Romeo. What a race. Jeez, guys, after the third safety car, well, it was 3 safety cars, this race really picked up. What a race. We've got DK finishing P11, Mugen P12, and Dark Warrior, who lagged out, will stay P13. But guys, what a race. Beautiful race here from Jens. He really drove spectacularly today, made the right strategy calls, and did the right things when it was needed. Wow. As Mugen comes across the line to end the session. Oh, wow. Guys, there's no wonder I look forward to Saturday nights. These guys know how to put on freaking brilliant action. Damn, son, damn. What a race. Jeez Louise. Mugen takes top spot on the podium with Cavalier in P2 and Yagi-san in P3. What a race. I think there's going to be a little bit of words between Mr. Yagi-san and Cavalier, but Cavalier still sealed P2, so I don't think there's too much to complain about. But wow. A Racing Point finally tops the podium. I thought it was going to be Slash this whole season, guys, but it is Jens. Racing Point, Red Bull, and Mercedes are on the podium. What a Grand Prix. As guys, ooh, Dan, we don't want to see that. I was a spectator. Guys, Jens takes the win for Racing Point with SLR Cavalier and P2 for Red Bull. Yagi-san Yilmaz for Mercedes P3. Owen White 4th for Red Bull. Simba P5 for Haas. It's the 6th, 7th for Toro Rosso in the form of Jacob and Vitek. Slash takes double points home for Racing Point as well in P8. Then you've got Catfish Hunter for Renault in P9. And rounding out our top 10 is the first of the 2 Alfa Romeos in the form of Darth DK, but I'm just gonna call him DK. Guys, thank you so much for watching. That has been this weekend's A1 SLR League action. An absolutely stupidly good race for, let's say, the final 12 laps, and no, not the about final 10 to 12 laps. Beautiful racing. A few very sketchy moments there, but not too bad. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for staying till the end. You guys rock. and we'll see y'all next week for the Temple of Speed, and also, as we call it on F1 2019, the Slipstream Temple for Monza in Italy. Will Mugen and who was the other Ferrari driver? I actually can't remember. Umuteli, will they keep the Tifosi name high next weekend? We will have to find out. So tune in next weekend, and I'll see y'all then. Cheers!